Hello, welcome back to Color and Canvas. Today I'm going to be doing a dip, possibly one of the simplest methods of doing fluid art and acrylic pouring is the dip. And let me tell you about the surface. This is like a piece of presentation board, like foam core, that I've taped to my table so it doesn't move. And on that I've put Glad Press and Seal, a big sheet of it. It's sticky on one side and it holds really nicely to this board. So when we're done dipping, I can just pick up the whole thing and it cleans up really, really nicely, and it doesn't let go of this particular surface. So this is going to be our dipping surface right here, our Glad Wrap. And the paints that we're using, well, first our canvas. The canvas is a 10 by 20, just prepared like we prepare all of our canvases. And the paints are a bunch of leftover paints, which I'm really happy to be using up. So I had some blues left from a blue and white pour, and I've mixed them all together in the cup, thinned them up a little bit with water, and that will be our base coat. Our mixed golds, beautiful, beautiful color, love those golds. All of these are mixed with pouring medium and Floetrol because there are a lot of leftovers. I don't know exactly what's in them, but they're probably Floetrol, Glue-All, water, and that's probably about it. This one I just mixed up, so I know exactly what's in it. This is Amsterdam Titanium White. This is mixed with Floetrol and Zinsser Latex Extender, which I have in my little thing. 50% Floetrol, 50% Zinsser Latex Extender, and that's what I have mixed my white with. About 2 parts of that to 1 part of paint of my Amsterdam White. This is also some leftover paints that I had, just kind of a mint green color, kind of an oceany color. Hard to describe, but that's the color. It's very pretty. And some dark blues that I've mixed with some metallic blues, and just a really, really deep and shiny color. Kind of a medium blue color. And I scraped these up from my last pour, which had pink and white and magenta and black in it and gold. And this is the color that came out when I scraped up what the colors had together. And since I had it right here, I may just add a little bit of this to the pour. It's an unusual color to add in, but I'd like to see what it can do. So let's get started. I'm going to be dipping towards us. So I'm going to put all the colors here and the base coat here. Our base coat being blue instead of white, because I really want to see what's going to happen with a blue for a base. I did one earlier with white and my camera turned off and I wanted to cry because the phone reset in the middle of the video, so I don't have a video of it, but I did it with a white background. You've seen the picture on the web page. And so we know how it's going to be with white, and I thought this would be an absolutely beautiful technique to do with ocean colors. So I had these leftover blue paints from before, and I said, let's use them. This is actually a really, really kind of a nice blue. It's not really a sky color. It's a little greener because of what was in there, but let's just hope that it looks amazing when it's dry anyways. It doesn't have to be an ocean, but it'll be representative of those colors. So there we go. We have this right down here. Beautiful. I love this color. I wish I had more of it than just the leftovers in the cup. You know what? It's worth it to learn to custom mix your colors too, for that reason. And so, what are we putting here? Well, oops. Well, that'll be the part that I dip here. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of our base coat down. Just a little bit to get us started filling in our colors. And there's a reason why I didn't put the blue down and then just add colors, because I really want the second half, the second third of the painting to have a particular look. And sometimes these colors really blend together too much. So I want these to really stand alone. And that's why I'm adding them separately. We'll get our dark blue. I am going to add more up here after I get a good base down of these colors. And I am just drizzling them. And that's on purpose. I want just a real random convergence of these colors. So I am not putting stripes or a pattern or anything that people often will do with this type of pour. And this just random, weird, violet color. I don't know what I was thinking adding this in, but I'm not going to add too much of it. Just a little. Just to get a little bit kind of all over, and that may be all I do of that. We'll get our Amsterdam white in here. And because this is mixed with the Floetrol and Zinsser blend, I'm hoping that we will get some really, really interesting cells with the white. And I put a little bit of that Zinsser blend into our mixed golds as well. We'll just see whether it does anything interesting. I'm still experimenting with it, so it is not like a major player in anything that I do. I'm still figuring it out, but if I'm adding it in, I'll just let you know that I did. And then our kind of mixed darker, it's almost the same color as the other one. I don't even think that's going to show as something different. Well, we'll use it. I will put a lot more of our dark blue on here and our gold. And I will kind of drizzle this up here just a bit. And our golds. Looking really nice. It's beautiful, beautiful bright colors. A little bit onto the sides as well. And then just a ton of our blue, and I'm going to put a whole bunch right here. Make sure that we don't have too many gaps in this paint. There's a few little gaps, but not too much. And I'm going to press down on the canvas, so I think we're going to be all right. And just blending it together right here, just a little bit. All right, let's drizzle a bit more of our blue here, just at the edges, on our horizon line, so to speak. And I'm going to take my little tool, go anywhere that I see a little gap, and we'll just fill it in. And that's looking good. I don't see any little empty spots. It's all filled in beautifully. Whew. I'm going to put a bit more of our white. Some of that white go into the base area as well. Just a little bit. Just a smidge. A little smidgy-widgy. bit more of our blue. Just drizzle that across. And that is all. Do I dare put any more of this purple thing? A few little drops for contrast. Okay, let us dip. Let's dip and see what happens. Here we go. I feel like I need more blue right here. I feel like I need more blue right at the horizon line. All right, here goes. Let's get these together. There we are. Now you need to put pressure on the canvas in case there are any air pockets under there. It's one of the other reasons why it's difficult to do dips with larger canvases. The larger your surface, the more area there is for an air pocket as well. So keep that in mind if you do this. You can successfully do large ones, but it's not so simple. Okay, let's hope that we have good contact all the way here. And I'm going to lift right now. Now lift 1, 2, 3. Lift. Ah. Oh, I like it. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I'm putting it down right here. I think you guys can still see it. I'll wipe off my fingers so I don't transfer any paint that doesn't belong. But I think it's absolutely lovely. I really, really like it. Let's torch that. So while I was torching it, I noticed that a couple of spots where I had put a little bit of extra green into the base color, I wasn't liking that it looked had these smoky wisps. So it's a great opportunity to fix it when it's freshly poured. So I'm just going to scrape off those little brown wisps right there and put some more of our base coat down, and that is going to dry beautifully. It's going to fill in, it's going to be completely flat, and it's going to look great. But don't be afraid to fix any little imperfections right now. It's a really, really good time to do it. But I'm going to have to move it, so I'm going to put it right here. Because I want to conserve that other paint in case I want to dip into it or something. But I'm not so worried about conserving this part, so let me just touch up this little part here. There, it's going to be perfect. Couple of little air bubbles in there. When that dries, that's all going to level. You're not going to notice any sort of texture or anything in the paint. Okay, that's good. Use just a drop of paint up here. And I think we are done with this. I think we are. Fantastic. I adore this part. Oh my goodness, are these ever my colors? And I'm so glad that I added in that little bit of purpley gray mixed up mess from the other pour, because I think it's really added to it. Anyways, I will show it to you when it's dry. So I'll be back and we'll have a look. All right, so the painting is dry. I just hung it up on the wall here to see what it looks like, and I think it looks great. I really, really like it. The amount of details here, I'm sorry for the shadow, but it's very hard to find like a perfect spot to hang something and look at it, but look at all the beautiful, beautiful gold. It's incredible how that gold behaved. Now this is just dried, so it's gonna look brighter and better when it's varnished, but I have to wait a month to do that, so I'm not varnishing yet. But even these little wisps, this was the real experiment, is to see what happens with these little wisps, and they're very, very delicate. You can see going through there. So that's something that I'll be working on later. Maybe the next dip I will embellish those right after I dip and see whether we could get a bit more detail out of them. I could actually see this being embellished with some fish. I'm not sure that I have the skill to do that, but it's something that we'll think about anyways, or I might just leave it just like this because it's so cute. All right, so it turned out great. Thanks for watching. Go paint something beautiful, go dip something, see how easy it is? Very, very simple, and you can get some really, really great results. All right, thanks for joining us. Have a great day. Bye-bye.